I'm Elle Wagman. I'm a 1-0 pro. I've been training up here at Glory for about 3.5 years. Grant is my boyfriend, so that's always interesting. He's a lot of fun. He's super goofy. It's really great getting to see both sides of him. Like as a coach and as a fighter, he's very serious. He's very serious about MMA and his game, but he's at heart just a huge goofball. So when I first started dating Grant, I was still living in Springfield, and he would talk about Glory all the time. So I actually started driving up here once a week. It was ridiculously hectic, and then I knew I had to be here. Like I was getting better doing 1 day a week here for a few weeks than I was getting, training consistently at a smaller gym in Springfield every single day of the week for a year. So it just, the level was so different. I knew this is where I needed to be full time for sure. I kind of started MMA just for fun. I'd never even really entertained the idea of fighting professionally. I was really into the fitness community. I was very into bodybuilding at the time. And then I actually met Floyd Mayweather Sr. randomly in Vegas, and he just held pads for me, and I had no idea who it was. And then they were talking to me afterwards. I was just hitting the bag, having fun, and they were him and his manager were talking to me afterwards, and they talked me into coming out to Vegas for a week, and I stayed with one of their female boxers, and I got to train there for a week and experience what that the sport, what combat sports overall was like. And then I got back to Springfield, Missouri, and tried to find a boxing gym. There really weren't any, so I ended up with a boxing coach at an MMA gym, and then I discovered grappling, fell in love with jiu-jitsu and wrestling, and decided that that's where I wanted to go rather than boxing. So I'm fighting on May 7th in Independence, Missouri on Fighting Alliance Championship. I'll be fighting Chelsea LaGrasse. So she's had a bit more experience than me. She's had 5 professional fights, and this will be my second. I do believe that her record doesn't necessarily show her skill. I think she's fought in Japan, she's fought on Ryzen, she's fought places, taken fights she probably shouldn't have taken as a pro very early, and so she definitely is tough. She has more experience than I do in the cage. I don't think she has the danger factor to knock me out, submit me, or even necessarily out-grind me for 3 rounds. So I'm excited for a tough, just a tough fight. However, I think that she's a really good matchup for me. I think I can out-scramble her and out-grapple her in those exchanges. I think that it will be a really good test for me before I move forward into some major promotions like Invicta, Bellator, 1FC, depending on where we see the atomweight division in the next few years. That'll kind of solidify where I'm going from here. So I feel like I'm still really developing my game as a fighter. I don't think I'm really gonna know for a while exactly what my style is. It's changed a lot for sure. When I first got up here, when I first met Grant, I kind of thought that my style was a lot like his, the bulldog forward, wrestle heavy style. But as I've grown and as my striking has improved, especially thanks to Jeff Molina here at the gym, I've adopted a much more elusive striking style. My kickboxing has improved dramatically, and I think I have a lot more tools now that I didn't think I would have in my toolbox as a fighter, even as a pro. So that's really cool to see.
So Elle Wagman, my girlfriend, we've been together for a little over 3 years. We live together. We've been training together for a little over 3 years, and she's an interesting case. It's really difficult cornering her, coaching her, because I want her to do so well. And I'm never worried about her getting hurt or injured. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but I'm more worried about just what is going to happen, if she loses, what that's going to do to her, and how much she wants to win and stuff like that. And I don't hold pads for her, and I don't really coach her outside of her fights right now, because we found out that when I do, I'm so into her getting it right that it's when she can't get something right, I just kind of lose my mind, why can't you get this, because I want her to do so well. And then when James isn't here, Jeff and I corner her. So, and he's not going to be here for this fight, so it's going to be me and Jeff again. And it's hard when you got to kind of take the lead with her because because James isn't here. I'm gonna have to like take the lead with her in the cornering, and that's difficult because it's hard to separate, you know, the boyfriend Grant and the coach Grant. So it's an interesting process for sure. One advantage of having a girlfriend that, you know, takes this sport as seriously as I do and trains as much as I do is when I'm in fight camp, you know, she understands cranky Grant. She understands, you know, when to leave me alone and when to, you know, I can't fucking, it's blooper reel. No, you're good, dog. She understands cranky Grant. She understands, you know, when to leave me alone and when I need the love and attention and all that. And so then when she's in camp, it's my turn to also do that. So I get it when she's hungry and when she's hurting, and it's easier for me to step back and be like, okay, this is why she's doing this. And it's really awesome just to have each other to understand what they're going through. One thing that you can expect from Elle in this camp, one thing that we're going to be working on a lot is our heavy grappling, whether it's defensive or offensive. The girl that we're fighting, I think we have the better striking then, but she does have really good top pressure when she does get the takedown. So we're going to be focusing a lot on not getting taken down, getting our own takedowns, and then doing as much damage as possible on the feet and just being smart on the ground. She scrambles really well, so once we get the takedown and once we get on in top position, just settling the position and keeping good top pressure.